television city in Hollywood. It's Card Sharks. Here's the host of Card Sharks, Bob Eubanks.
Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. Thank you. Welcome to Card Sharks, where you can win a fortune on the turn of a single card. And to guarantee that our players get a fair deal, I want you to meet the two loveliest dealers, our Card Shark dealers, and here they are now. Good morning, ladies. Susanna Williams, Lacey Pemberton, our two dealers. And ladies, if you would, please start dealing out the cards. And Lacey will be dealing out the red cards to our returning champion. Susanna will be dealing out the blue cards on the lower level to our challenger. And we're going to pick it up where we left off yesterday. And while they're doing that, let's meet our two Card Sharks now. Here they are. The fellow with the big smile on his face is our returning champion. And how much have you won, Chris, so far?
Oh, about 52 grand.
52,000. May we welcome you to the 50% tax bracket, my friend.
I hope not. I'll invest it somehow.
That away. Okay. Well, first of all, tell us about yourself.
Well, my name's Chris Shoeb. I've been out in L.A. about a year from New York City. I'm presently, well, I was bartending, but now I'm not. Who cares?
Oh, tell him you got fired. Go ahead, tell him.
He bought the bar.
That's right. I bought the bar now. No. And I'm trying to write screenplays now.
Well, you have some money to support yourself for a while you do your writing.
That's right. And the sweater I'm wearing, my mom knitted for me. So, hi, Mom.
All right, Mom. And your challenger, hello, Lori.
Hi, Bob. I'm Lori Wallace from Napa Valley, and I enjoy horseback riding, and I make my own clothes. And I'm just excited to be here.
Well, good, good. Yeah. You like this suit?
Von Witt Keller?
Yeah. No, I knitted this suit all by myself.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
I do those things, sure. Richard Dawson used to knit his own clothes, so I learned from him. You've cut your cards, right?
Right.
Yes.
Good. All right, let's play our game now. The object of our game is to work your way across the board by predicting whether each card is going to be higher or lower than the one preceding it. And as you probably know by now, we are in the middle of this match. We had just played the first game. Lori won the first game, which means, Chris, you have to win this game because it's the first player to win 2 games that wins the match and goes on to play the big money card. So let's begin. Game number 2 of this match now. And, Lori, the first question goes to you. Here it is. We surveyed 100 people. We asked them, have you ever told someone the check is in the mail when it really wasn't? How many people admitted they have fibbed and said the check's in the mail?
Oh, I think there must be quite a few of those, because a lot of people are short on money and say, oh, I'm going to pay. They have all the intention in the world of paying, and they will eventually. But I think it's around, maybe 60 people.
60 people out of 100 have said the check's in the mail. Chris, will the actual number be higher or lower than that?
I think it's going to be higher than that because I've done it myself.
You won't have to do it anymore.
No, but the check will be in the mail.
You may be right because everybody around here is going, I've
right.
done that, sure. All right, the actual number of people who have told someone the check is in the mail is 43. It wasn't higher, it was lower.
Right.
And Lori, you have control of the cards, and because you won the high-low question, you can change your base card if you want to. Let's find out what it is. The card is a king. It's a good card.
I'll keep it lower.
Keep it and go lower. It's now a 9. Oh. Now, Lori, you have a decision to make. You can freeze and protect your position, or you can keep going. But if you make a mistake, then Chris gets a free shot at the card. So what do you want to do?
Freeze.
Gonna freeze right there
Yes,
on
sir.
the 9. Keeps Chris away from the cards. It's a good decision. It really is. All right, here we go, Chris. This one is yours. Chris, we surveyed 100 single women, and we asked them, would you date a man who said he was getting a divorce but was still living with his wife? How many women would date him anyway?
Oh, that's a pretty tough question. I don't think that many women would do that because it's a pretty precarious situation to get into.
Listen to our audience mumble out there. Mumble, 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 mumble.
They've all been involved in that situation.
You can embarrass yourself again. You know that. Here goes his face,
I love
bright
turning
red.
Flexing.
That's the lights.
How many women would date him anyway?
I'd say it's going to be a pretty low number. So it's about 39.
39 out of 100 women would date the man anyway if he said he was going to get a divorce but still living with his wife. Lori, will it be higher or lower than that?
I think it'll be higher. I think it's an old story. I'm going to get a divorce, but I would love to go out with you and all that. But I think it's going to be higher.
Higher than the 39.
A little bit higher,
the actual
yes.
number of single women who would date a man still living with his wife is 16. No,
Ooh.
wasn't higher. Very much lower. And now, Chris, you have control of the cards. You won the high-low question, and here is your base. You can change that.
Let's change that card.
Get rid of the 8. The 8 now becomes a 3.
All right, let's go higher.
Higher than the 3. The card is now a 6. Player freeze.
Let's freeze right there.
Gonna freeze there? All right. He will freeze at the 6 and keep Laurie away from the cards. And we will have another high-low question to Laurie this time. Laurie, we surveyed 100 third-grade girls, and we asked them, which would you rather be, a nurse or a doctor? How many third-grade girls would rather be a nurse?
Well, I think that assisting a doctor would be very enjoyable for a third-grade child. So I think it would be, maybe 63.
63
like
out of 100.
Would like to be a nurse.
Most third-grade kids play doctor and nurse, so they ought to know about
right,
this.
They should
Sure.
know.
Chris, will it be higher or lower than 63?
Well, I think that third-grade girls still would relate to being a nurse rather than being a doctor, so I think it's going to be higher than
Higher
that.
than 63, you think? Yeah, I kind of agree with you. We'll see who's right. The actual number of third-grade girls who would rather be a nurse is 86. You're right, Chris. Indeed. Okay, you see what happened? You froze on the 6. You won the high-low question. That means you can change that 6.
I want to change that card.
Let's see what it's going to be. Your new card is now a king.
All right, let's go lower.
Lower than the king. It's now a 7. Player freeze.
All right, let's freeze on that
Going to
card.
freeze on the 7. He's playing a little more conservative today than he was the other day. All right, and again, he's kept his opponent away from the cards, and this is our 4th and final question in this game, which means that it's sudden death time. Someone must win the game on the next play of the card, so control is very important. It's for you, Chris. We surveyed 100 people, and we asked them, should women reporters be allowed in a baseball team's locker room after a game?
Oh, wow.
How many people said women reporters should be allowed in the locker room?
I think that there'd probably be a fairly high number, but not too high, because, I mean, women reporters are in the field a lot more than they used to be, and they should be allowed.
You think they should be allowed in?
Yeah, I think they should be allowed in.
You think the guys should have to protect themselves and the girls around there? I mean, you know, it's a locker room, right?
I don't think guys are as modest as women are, so they're not going to mind too much. They're probably going to enjoy having a woman reporter in the locker room.
No!
Go along with that.
So I'd say it's probably going to be about 74.
74 out of 100 women reporters, or people said that women reporters should be allowed in the locker room. Laurie, it's a good question, Laurie.
It
Will
is a
it be
very
higher or
good
lower?
question. I think it'll be just a little bit lower. I think a woman reporter should be covering banquets and things like that instead of instead of football games.
Don't
Sorry.
send the letters to me, folks. Send them to Laurie.
Laurie.
Yeah.
Care of
Take
Apple
of Price
Valley.
is Right. I don't want those letters. All right.
Just a little lower.
See, I think they should be allowed in the locker room, but I don't think the guys should have to make any allowances for them. I mean, you know, what you get is what you get.
That's
You know what I mean?
right. What you asked for.
Yeah, that's what I've said. Write that down, folks. The actual number of people who said women reporters should be allowed in the locker room is 47. It was lower, Laurie.
Lower. All right.
All right, Laurie. Now, you froze in the 9. You won the question. You can change that
I'll
9.
change that.
Sudden death time, though, I will tell you this. Thank you, folks. 3 people from the audience yelled at sudden death. They know this game better than I do.
You're right.
You can play the cards through, Laurie, but if you make a mistake, you can change your base card. Play the cards through. If you make a mistake, then Chris wins the game. Or you can pass it on to him. He must play off the 7. If he goofs, you win the game. So what would you like to do? Would you like to...
Pass. Play off the 7.
You're going to pass it on to Chris? All right, Chris, you've got to play it off of the 7. So good luck to you. Here we go.
Well, there's a lot of high cards up there, so I'm going to go lower.
Lower than the 7, the man says. No! We have a new champion!
I can't believe I
All
won.
right, Laurie! Congratulations to you. Well, Chris, we've got to say goodbye. However, your pockets are full. You won $50,800. Thank you. Congratulations and good luck to you, my friend.
Thank you.
We'll
Thank
see you
you.
again.
Thank
All
you
right,
very much.
Laurie, come over here. Oh, wonderful. That's great, babe. That's wonderful. You're the champion, which means that in a moment, we're going to play the big money cards, and you will have the chance to win as much money as Chris did, all right? We'll be back to that in just a moment. The Card Sharks, the lady from Apple Valley, California, is our new champion. What excitement this is going to be.
I can't believe I'm here. It's just so wonderful. I'm so thrilled.
You can win a lot of money right now. We're going to play a big money card.
shot.
Get them. All right. Suzanne and Lacey, they have a brand new deck of cards over there you cut before we went on the air. And here's how we're going to play our money cards. The $200 you won is yours to keep no matter what happens. But now we'll give you new money to bet with, and we'll start you on the bottom line with $200. You bet your way across the board by calling off high and low cards. When you get to the next line, we'll give you another $400 in betting money, and you bet your way across that line Remember, minimum bets are $50 each until you get up there to the top. And then you must bet at least half of your earnings at that time. Also, you will have 3 opportunities to change any card you don't like by selecting one of those 3 spare cards that Susanna is dealing out right now. Understand it all?
I sure do.
Well, good luck to you. I'd like to see you win a whole bunch of money. All right, give the lady $200, would you please? You got it. Now,
all right.
you can turn that $200 into $32,000 if the cards fall right. Good luck, Lori. Here we go. Here's your first card. It is a 9. You can play
I'd
or
like
you
to
can
change that.
Which one you want? 1, 2, or 3?
Number 1.
Number 1. Okay, the 9, Lori, now becomes a 6. Here again, you can play it or you can change it. It's up to you. Got $200.
150 higher.
She's going to bet $150 that is higher than the 6. If another 6 comes up with the big money cards, it's a push. No win, no loss, okay? 150 that is higher than the 6. It is higher than the 6.
All right. All of it. 350.
350, then it's lower than the king. Your card is a 6. There's that old 6 again. You got $700. Want to change it or want to play it?
Change it.
All right, which one?
2.
Number 2. The 6 now is a 4.
All of it. Higher.
She's going all of it. $700 that is higher than the 4. Good luck, it is higher.
All right.
Okay, you're $1,400. We'll give you another $400. You have $1,800, and that is your base on this one.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. $3,600 if it's lower than the king. Yeah. It's a 9. You got one more card.
Change it.
Change the 9. Okay, there's your last spare card. The 9 now is a jack. Pretty good card. $3,600.
$600 lower.
$600 lower than the jack. Your card is a 3. You're at $4,200.
All of it higher.
All of it higher. You sure? For $8,400. It's higher. Woo! Very close.
I don't have any more
You've
cards.
got $8,400. You've got to bet now at least $4,200 on this bet. What are you going to do? Oh. Got to bet at least $4,200 now. What are you going to do, Lori?
It's $4,200 higher.
$4,200 that it's higher than the 5. Good luck. Is it higher than the 5? $12,600. Good for you, hon. All right, $12,600 for our champion. We'll be back to meet a new challenger right after this.
I will not be afraid of the dark.
I will not feel guilty leaving my dog alone.
Get ready. Here comes the new challenger for you. Well, cheer up, Kelly.
Yeah, really.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi, my name's Kelly Sorensen, and I'm happy to say I'm from Fresno, California. I'm a junior at UCLA, and I am super excited to be here.
Well, we're super excited to have you here, too. Nice to
Good.
have you
Thanks.
with us. You did cut the cards. I know you did
Yes,
that.
I did.
All right, and Lacey is dealing out new cards from a brand new deck, so we're going to start this match between Lori and Kelly, and we'll go with our first high-low question. It's for you, Lori. Lori, we surveyed 100 bachelors, and we asked them, who would you rather marry, an old-fashioned girl or a liberated woman? How many bachelors would rather marry an old-fashioned girl?
Oh, I think that number's got to be high because that men like to be catered to.
Do they?
Oh, I do believe. My husband does. I cater to him all the time.
Well, you can cater him real well now.
I sure can.
Yeah.
But I think it's high. I'll say around 73 out of
73 out of 100. You say bachelors would rather marry an old-fashioned girl. Kelly, it'll be higher or lower than that?
Well, you know what? I kind of consider myself an old-fashioned girl, and even if I'm not, when I say I'm from Fresno, people automatically think I am. So I'm going to say it's a little bit higher, because I think that guys like old-fashioned girls, too.
Really? See, I don't think so.
You don't?
No, I think
Oh,
I think it would be more like a liberated woman because they're more independent, and I think that's great. We'll see. We'll see if I'm right or you're right. The actual number of bachelors who would rather marry an old-fashioned girl is 51. It wasn't higher. It was lower. That means that, Lori, you have control of the card. All right, Lori, here's your base card. You know you won the high-low question. You can change this card if you'd like.
I'll change it.
Just get rid of that 9. What an ugly card. Your new card is now ace.
All right. Lower.
Lower than the ace. Here we go. It's a 3.
Higher.
Higher than the 3. It's a 9. Play or freeze. It'll freeze there. All right. The lady's going to freeze on the 9. The reason she's going to do that is because she keeps Kelly away from the cards. Good choice. We'll see what happens. Here we are, Kelly.
Okay.
Kelly, we surveyed 100 men, and we asked them, if you were offered twice your present salary to go to work inside a nuclear power station, would you take the job? How many men would take the job inside a nuclear power station?
Well, you know, a lot of people, there's a lot of controversy about that, and a lot of people are worried about it, but twice your salary is an awful lot. So I'm going to say that it would be kind of high. I would say 63 people.
63 men out of 100, you say, would take it.
Yeah, I think so.
Twice your salary to go inside a nuclear power station. Lori, higher or lower?
I think it might be just a little bit lower. Although they do have a lot of safety precautions, I still think a lot of men would say,
Twice my salary, you can book me right now.
Yeah,
I'd do it, sure. All right, the actual number of men who would work in a nuclear power station is 60. It was lower. Yes, you're right, Lori. And just barely lower, though. So you did rise. You did right by freezing on the 9 because now you can get rid of it.
Change it.
All right, you can change the 9. The 9 now becomes an 8.
Oh.
What an ugly old card that is, but you got to go.
I'm going to go lower.
Lower than the 8, it is a 7. Play it or freeze.
Right. Freeze.
Going to freeze on the 7. Okay. We will freeze you right there. And again, Kelly still has not played the cards, so the strategy seems to be working. And we'll see if it works when we finish our game right after this. See you in just a moment. If you just now joined us, we're in the middle of game number 1. With Lori, our champion, who just won $12,800, and Kelly, our new challenger. And we'll go to our next high-low question for Lori. We surveyed 100 married men, and we asked them, has your wife ever refused to kiss you because she didn't want you to muss her hair? How many men said their wife has refused?
Well, I think it's going to be a little over half, I'm sure, because the women go through a lot in beauty shops to get their hair fixed, and I'm sure that there can be another time for the kissing.
You think so?
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
your husband says, Lori, I want to kiss you. You're going to say, don't touch me, my hair, right?
No, not me. A lot of other women.
Oh, I see.
Right.
So how many out of 100 do you think?
I'll say maybe 68.
68 out of 100 men said their wife has refused.
Has refused.
Kelly!
Well, now, I may be mistaken, but I think people kiss you on the lips. So I'm going to say that wouldn't mess up your hair. So it's got to be lower.
Yeah, but if this guy wants to grab you and turn you over his knee and really plant one on you, what are you going to do?
I guess I've never had a real kiss then. I don't know.
Oh, we'll get Gene Wood over here and we'll see what happens. The actual number of men whose wife has refused to kiss them because she didn't want to muss her hair is 28. It was lower,
Oh,
Kelly.
good. Oh, good.
All right, Kelly, now you got to do some catching up. Here we go.
I know.
Here's your base card. The card is a 10. You can change it if you'd like.
I'm going to change that card.
Change that card. Your new base card is now a queen.
Okay. Lower.
Lower than the queen. Here we go. It's a 10.
Oh.
Player
You know
freeze.
what? Lower.
Lower than the 10. The lady's going on. It's lower.
Yay. Okay.
Freeze or play?
I'm freezing.
Gonna freeze, sure. Right there. That way Lori does not get us out of the cards. Fourth and final question in this game, sudden death time. Someone must win the game on this play of the cards. Control is very important. Keller, to you. We surveyed 100 people and we asked them, if a man breaks off an engagement, should the woman return the ring? How many people said the woman should return the ring if the man breaks off the engagement?
You know, that's going to be a very high number, I think, because you should be equivalent. I mean, if someone gives you a ring, it's because it's a token that you want to get married. And so if you take the ring back, then that means you don't. So I'm going to say it would be probably 67.
67 out of
67
100 people said the woman should return the ring. Lori, higher or lower?
I think it might be lower because a ring is a gift, and because the man breaks off, you shouldn't have to return the gift.
Well, listen to the ladies in our audience say, keep that
Right.
ring. Let that sucker suffer.
You bet.
The actual number of people who said the woman should return the ring is 45. You're right, Lori. It was lower.
I'll
All right,
change
Lori, it's
that.
sudden death. Now, you know about sudden death. You have control. You can play your cards through. You can change that base card of 7 and play it through. And if you goof, then Kelly wins the game. Or you can pass it on to her. She must play off the 8. If she goofs, you win the game. What do you want to do?
Change it.
You're going to go ahead and play it out?
I'm
okay.
Play.
Changing the 7. The 7 now becomes a 3.
All right. Higher.
Higher than the 3. This is for $100 in game number 1.
Yeah.
It's a 10. Our champion wins the first game. Congratulations. Add another $100 to your winnings. We must pause, and we'll be back with more Card Sharps right after this. See you in a moment. You are matched with these two lovely people tomorrow. Until then, I'm Bob Eubanks, Lacey Pemberton, Susanna Williams, and Gene.
How do you like your feud? with the friendly lip service of Richard Dawson or the traditional stylings of Ray Combs. Kissy, no kissy, kissy, no kissy, kissy, no kissy. You decide with a full hour of The Feud coming up next, only on Game Show Network.
Got a right to chicken done right at Kentucky Fried Chicken. We do chicken right. And a pocket calculator and sign arrest for three-way relief. Used as directed, it relieves headache, pain, sinus pressure, nasal congestion. Three-way relief sign arrest. And a cookbook and new improved shake and bake coating mix for pork. A complete recipe of herbs and spices for crispier, juicier, more tender pork. And a member of our studio audience will receive Amelia Earhart super lightweight non-stop carry-on luggage. Casual, practical, designed with your lifestyle in mind. Quality luggage you can count on non-stop from Amelia Earhart.